Okay, I think I fixed it. Hello? There we go. Had to fix that. Okay, now after 2 minutes of dead silence, welcome back to another broadcast. I haven't done anything in a little while. I'm sorry for that. Life's kind of been taken over. I had a convention I went to, and then work's just been kind of crazy, and life's just starting to get me down. Anyways, I went ahead and I'm gonna do a broadcast tonight. I'm not going to be playing against anyone online or anything like that, but I'm just going to do a quick rundown of the 50 custom characters or creative souls that I've made on Calibur 6 within the past since launch. Not going to be nothing fancy, just, probably a 30-minute video, if even that, but I'm just going to do, like, quick shot, go into a mock battle, probably use move or whatever, and come back out. So, it'll be a quick little thing. This isn't going to be a long broadcast like my normal ones that go more than 45 minutes or an hour. Forgot about that. I'm still trying to get familiar with all this. Copy link. Should be part of the same thread, I think. Okay, good. Okay. Alright, we're not going to do this in any specific order. We're just going to go straight down the list. So, without further ado, October 19th, that was the same day the game launched. Okay. Yeah, okay. First character I did, Devil May Cry 2 Dante. Vest, red jacket, all that good shit. Since this was the first attempt I did, it's not 100% perfect. But I just felt like making them for the first attempt. Probably will go back later and fix them up, but right now this is just a quick character showcase. No big deal.
Ready? Ready? You lack resolve. Give it up. Ready?
I need to actually do some training with Bro, because I don't know how to use him, but he looks cool as hell, so... all them crazy teleports.
You lack resolve. Watch closely. My specialty. You're feeble. Death is your only release.
I need to fix that right quick. Display settings. Health gauge. Ah, neat. And you could take that off. Damage info. Command history. Eh. You know what, since I only do mock battle stuff anyways. Huh, neat.
Give up and die. Ready?
Okay. Got that for the in mind for the next one. Cool. As long as you don't do it every single character. Alright. That was Dante. Let's see here. Character number 2. Made a Gambit. But I didn't make him full-on custom. You know. Decided to go, you know, funny with him. Made the chest piece as accurate as I could with him. The coat you can only go so far with. Yada yada. Hair. Try to make the pants right. Try to make the shin armor correct. Again, only so much you can do. Yeah, I know it's funny that he's got socks showing and not exactly boots, but whatever. You know, it was the same way I made Gambit Soul Calibur 5. I realized that because I didn't actually do I didn't do a specific character, I did a customization to an existing, that I could have made Gambit 100% accurate with his eyes being red and black, but I may fix that later. I have to go through and redo the character again. It's kind of a pain in my ass. I couldn't remember how to I'm still working on some of the changes.
All I can do is this! Suffer my bloodlust! Silence, demons!
It's pretty sick that they did that to Keely, but I'm cool with it. It just looks funny anytime he busts out of his damn coat. Get out of the ring. Well, anyways. Character number 2's done. Character number 3. This one was kind of funny. I just kind of threw her together kind of quickly. Yeah, as anyone from Final Fantasy can kind of notice, this is, you know, Flower Girl, Aerith, Eris, whatever you want to call her. Tried to get her outfit as close as possible, but there's only so much you can do with it. At least I think I got her eye color right. It was supposed to be green. Interesting thing here. I gave her the wings only because, you know, anyone who knows the story knows what happens to her. But I went ahead with this color of the wings because I noticed the logo for Devil May Cry 5, so I was just like, what the hell, why not? And I went ahead and did the logo for that. Which means if I ever do a Nero from Devil May Cry 5, I'll probably throw this on him just for good measure. Same thing. Not gonna do a mock battle with her because I already used a staff user, so. This I kind of made for a friend of mine because I don't know if he has the game or he was gonna start playing it or whatever the hell was the case. But it is based off of the Zeno Goku from Dragon Ball Heroes. The little mini, like, anime little mini-series thing. I don't know what you call it. It's not even a mini-series. It's just like a little small short thing. Yeah. I mean, he's got like a he's not trench coat. Hold on a second, I gotta deal with my cat. Okay, getting back to where I was. Tried to make it as close as I could given what I had to work with. I think I did a decent job. The little pants or whatnot. Top, of course, is one of the sleeveless leotards, but it works for what it was. If there was like a really tight-fitting t-shirt, I would have done that. The blue bandages, obviously, is the best thing for it. the hair, it's kind of funny. I went ahead and literally, I didn't put textures on it, so I should probably go back and do that. But I just went ahead and did 2 spikes in addition to the messy Regent hairstyle for Goku's hair. Granted, he's got more of a Yorigami thing going right now, but I think it's still good enough, so. It works for what it is. Character number 5. based on a character from Final Fantasy II. I based this design on his look from Dissidia, Final Fantasy Dissidia. I don't know about N-Type or New Type, but it was one of the Dissidia games. One of the artworks for it. Let's see. Of course, I made him in Oswell because this character can summon weapons in his game, so I let him have the ability to do it here. Honestly, I think I did a decent job with him. Colors for his outfit are pretty much on point as to what they were. I'm not saying 100% accuracy, but yeah, they're pretty damn close. Of course, the chest armor was kind of close to what it was. It was when I was first seeing what was there. Shoulder armor. Honestly, he does have one spike on one of his shoulders, so I just went with the closest thing. The gauntlets right there, given the fact of how they had the raised edges going up, I was like, well, that'll work. The bandana, I had to do a triple pattern on, and the gradients of it were kind of annoying to have to deal with because it's not 100%. But the predominant colors on the bandana were orange, yellow, and gray, so I think it came out at least well enough, if nothing else. Since we haven't done an Oswell yet, I'm going to go ahead and do a mock battle right quick. I have no idea how to use this character.
Ready? Too slow. Take stay down.
But I know he's cheap as hell, so that's really all that there needs to be known about this character. Oh yeah, super cheap. I don't know how to use this guy, but I'm sitting here doing crap anyways, so why not?
I won't retreat. Good.
Honestly though, this works for the like Weapon Master type style. That's what I'm gonna call it anyways. It works for this character because it's basically what he does.
On my honor. Be gone. Stay down. Here. Need help?
Yeah, I'm happy with how he turned out. Character number 6. It's a character from Samurai Showdown, or Samurai Spirits, as it's known to some folks. He was only in the 64 games, if I remember right. I'm not even sure what the character's origins are. I just know he has something to do with Halmaru. But in any case, I went ahead and made him as close as I could. He kind of had an Edward Scissorhands kind of vibe going to him. But as far as the stuff goes, I went ahead and altered the leg pattern to make it look like leather, or at least tried to make it look like leather. Of course, did the same thing on the boots and on the arm sleeves. Put a pattern on his chest to try to make it look like the buckles going across the chest. The shoulder guards, I went with I forgot what they're called, but tried to make it like a covering, because originally he's got like a leather thing across his shoulders and chest. Hairstyle, it's pretty much the closest I could run with. I didn't want to run anything else, even though the purple's kind of off. I could probably change it again if I looked through it, but I think that hairstyle is default with black or with two colors. So it's like you get the one color and then you're stuck with the purple. But oh well, you know, I'm happy with it. Let's see here. Skin, I mean, pretty much made him look like a demon. Let's see. It's a weird move for Mitsurugi. I don't remember if he even has that before.
It's all over. My turn. Here it comes. It's all over.
Yeah, I should have made his voice more demonic.
Die.
But I think it's cool enough. Gave him like a really dark aura looking thing for his soul charge. So I'm happy with it. Do, 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 do. Character number 7. This is one that I was actually proud of. Still am proud of. Because of how close and how accurate the character is to the original. So, I mean, obviously some of the armor is not going to be 100%, you know, give or take, whatever. Like, but I think the color scheme goes well with it. I tried to get the Tacit, I think is how it's called. It looks right. You know, blue and gold is the main color scheme for this character. Tried to make the shield look 100%. You know, tried to make it look as close as I could. More or less, I'm not too happy with the fins or what wings, fins, whatever those are on the side of the helmet, but it works because it actually works with the white fur fluffy shit on the top. Made his facial hair, or made his face, his hair, all that look correct. And then I used the horns that were in the what's that? Item number 1 slot. Item slot. And I just kind of tweaked it a little bit and made it look the way it was supposed to look. So I'm happy with the way he came out. Hey, Pookie.
I won't.
Yeah, that was... I knew that was going to be disturbing when I saw it. Snap your damn foot.
How's that?
Oh, da. Oh. I don't even use Sophia, but oh well.
I won't retreat. On my honor. Be gone. Need help?
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing the mannerisms of Sophia doing shit, but still, it's what this character's fighting style is, so it works.
All right. Need help?
He was supposed to slam him down.
Need help? Is that all? Is that all?
It's just so weird. I mean, he's got like a crotch spike on his armor, so when he does that face-sitting throw, it's ugh. It's gotta be painful. Honestly, I'm not even gonna do a mock battle with this one because I just kind of I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I made this one. I mean, I tried to make Squall, tried to make what he had in his normal outfit. That didn't work, so I threw together something that I thought was going to be like his Seed outfit, which just fucking got weird as hell. I mean, I think the black and gold color scheme was what was on the Seed outfit anyways, if I remember, so... And what the hell, you know, the hair wasn't too hard, it's just normal Kaylee hair. I got this sword with Songhua, and that's the only reason I picked this fighting style, is because literally the weapon looks about as close as I could get to a gunblade. So... Yeah, you know what? I'll just do his. I'll just do the soul charge and then the friggin' critical edge. I don't think I would ever use this version of this character normally.
Damn you! I won't die. It's all over. Damn you!
Damn you!
My turn! I won't die!
I mean, I guess now that I've actually seen the super move, or the critical art, I mean, with Songhua with him, it doesn't look bad, I guess. It's just weird seeing him, like, jumping around like that.
I can do it! I can do this!
Okay, what about the other?
Now take that!
It's not bad. I guess that wasn't as bad as I thought it was in my mind. Do-do-do-do. Character dying. Pretty basic. Honestly, the first thought I had was Castlevania Death. I think he looks a little different than this, but you really, you know, you really only have so many options you can do with a person in a cloak and a skull. Basic stuff, though. Use the sandals. Da-da-da-da-da. Made the scythe. Not made the scythe, but using that version of the scythe. So yeah, goddamn fucking camera controls. Oh wow, you actually see his mouth move when he talks? It's kind of creepy. Yeah, definitely looks cool to be able to hit with that shit. Oh, nice. Soul Charge actually does some really good shit with him. Now, I don't know what the fuck I just did. It's like some EX move or something. I guess everybody has something like that. I'll try that one more time. No, I didn't want to. I wanted to. That. Thank you very much. Soul Charge. Looks like down. Oh, wow. So, like a cinematic throw. It's kind of neat. Like that. This just shows I need to spend some time in the lab on this game, because I've played, you know, only the Libra of Souls mode, and that's pretty much it. I played through the arcade like once, maybe twice. Okay, after I started messing with the other Bone Daddy, I decided to go ahead and do him because, well, to be honest, it's not that hard. You know, Johann Schmidt, aka Red Skull, pretty damn simple, honestly. I went with Cervantes because of that. Might as well give him a gun. Simple design. I picked the Kung Fu jacket. I forgot what that thing's called. The long trench coat is, you know, usual. Whatever the redemption slacks, I think is what it was, with the pants. Now the interesting part with his skull, I went ahead and literally we won't get any further than that. I went ahead to simulate the Kung Fu jacket, that's what it was. I went ahead and I grabbed the apple and literally just stuck 2 white apples inside of the eye sockets. It might be rudimentary maybe, but I actually think it's effective, at least enough. I could probably do more. But at the time I thought it was kind of neat. Haven't really changed it much. Doesn't really need to be changed much. I mean, I could throw a hat on him, but I'm not too worried about it. I like the way he looks. Worst case, I figure I'll just make a whole lot of characters, and if I need to tweak them later, like I did earlier to one character, I'll go back and tweak it and fix it correctly. Yay! Psycho Crusher. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Unblockable throw it. Like, that's neat. Okay, character number 11. I remembered what the lead character was to Splatterhouse. I guess the main character's name was Rick. I don't remember if it was anything after that. But I know the whole premise, little summary of the story is he finds the mask that, you know, he gets killed by demons, his girlfriend gets taken, the mask somehow finds him. Hey, do you want power to save your girlfriend and get revenge? Yes. So the mask jumps on him and possesses his body and gets all the power. So I just basically did essentially hospital scrubs, which I don't know, at one point in one of the Splatterhouse games he has that. And use the blood pattern, or use one of the patterns. And shirt. I have to look at it with the other thing. Animal pattern number 4, and just use that to simulate blood splatters all pretty much over his clothes. chains. I don't think he had chains, so I just kind of threw it on there anyways. Fuck it, why not? Let's see. The rest of it, I think it was barefoot in one of it in the games, but I went ahead and decided and put some boots on him. You're welcome to join the broadcast there, man. I'm just showcasing my characters. I finally made 50 characters today, so I'm showcasing all of them. Unlike most people that just do character reactions, they look at the character and then they go, oh, I like or dislike. I'm actually showing off my character in a mock battle just to give an opinion, just to show how the character looks in motion.
My turn.
I should have changed his voice to sound more demonic. Menchie, knock it off.
It's all over.
One thing I forgot to mention is on the eyes of the mask, I did the same thing. I took a couple of apples, dyed them yellow, and stuck them in the eye holes of the mask, so it looks like the yellow light from the possessed mask. Let's see, what character was that? Number 1, 2. Character 12. This is a popular Create a Soul character because a lot of people have been doing them. But I am going to do one thing in this video. Yeah, I did this character on October 24th, which I think is earlier than most of the people who have done them. And I noticed on the Xbox there was a guy who did Wesker, and I commented on his video on YouTube about how that Wesker was good except for one thing. He needed the correct pattern on the outfit. I guess the guy watched the video and he took my advice, because I looked at Xbox One Wesker and it has the pattern on it now. As you can see, that's how Wesker's outfit is supposed to look. But I made this character back in, this Wesker back in RE5, Soul Calibur 5. I just didn't have the option to do glowing eyes, so, other than that, it's pretty basic. Wasn't really much else you needed to do on it. And Wesker is Wesker, so. Let's do a quick demo of Wesker. Just frames. Should have changed the hits on that. Like a blackish purple to look like Boros. Red. Character number 13. This one was a bit weird. Since I was on the RE Twitch, I decided to go ahead and pick a character that was definitely not going to be done by anyone else, because no one was probably even thinking about doing her. But yeah, this is actually supposed to be Alexa Ashford from Resident Evil Code Veronica. I think it was the first form, maybe the second form, where she was changing. I couldn't figure out exactly how to do this. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, she turns into an ant in that game, but I went ahead and thought, well, there's got to be something I can do to look like she's got skin, a different type of skin. So I decided, oh, I'll just go with the animal pattern of a snake and use Taki's partial, whatever the hell that thing's called, the ninja suit. And, you know, voila, it looks like she's kind of shedding her skin like a snake would. I don't know why I picked this fighting style for her. Probably could have picked something different, but it's not, you know, it's not overly bad, I suppose. Looks like she doesn't take any body damage. That's weird. She's not wearing hardly anything anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. Character number 14. Good old Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 5. Now, originally I had uploaded a version of her that was a little different than this. I love the jiggle physics. Originally I had done a video, I did a version of her that was a little bit different, but today, after I unlocked some more soul points, I decided to do her correctly. This is how she's supposed to look. Skin tight bodysuit. I went ahead and put the pattern on her that was actually from Resident Evil 5. As you can see, it's all over the suit. She does have heels, but I wasn't able to do the right kind of boots, so I just said fuck it and just gave her stilettos. But I went ahead also and put a weird pattern on the stilettos as well, just because I could. I gave her the hunting knives because, honestly, that looks like Chris Redfield's freaking knife. So, it works. Gave her the gray eyes that she has. Gave her a hairstyle that was as close as I could get it. Originally was going to put a spider on, you know, on her chest, but I thought about it and I was like, nah, that might cover up, you know, might cover up the boobs. I mean, yeah, it would look neat, but at the same time, I'm happy with the way it looks.
Farewell!
It's definitely something Jill does.
Try this! Fine! Whatever!
Roar.
Don't cry now! Yeah!
Boob.
Just a little more!
Yeah, I'm happy with how she looks. Okay, character number 15. I actually made her back on October 24th, but I went ahead and changed her look because there's been quite a few people that have done my Shiranui. Well, I decided to go with another popular version of the character's color scheme and went with the black and gold look because that's one of her alternate colors from KOF 97? 98? It's one of the two. But I went with this one outfit that everybody uses for her, of course, because it's the only way to make her. I gave her the ninja style gloves because she is a ninja, despite what some people would say. Gave her the shinobi hairstyle because, of course, ninja. I don't know exactly why I picked those knives like that. I was trying to make fans that she could throw, but oh well. I mean, that's how that goes. And of course, I had to give her that because it's mine. I mean, why not? Wait, hold on. Yeah, let's try that again. There we go. Nice stuff. I gave her a little bit of lipstick color, or gave her a little bit of lip color. Normally I wouldn't do another mock battle with this style, but I kind of want to see her super done with her.
Naughty. Want more?
Oh yeah, well worth the price of admission.
How'd that feel?
Character number 16. I went ahead and I was trying to make a 100% accurate version of Alucard from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but it didn't work as well as I had thought, so I decided to basically assemble a bunch of parts. And honestly, I'm kind of happy with the way he turned out. He doesn't look 100% accurate, but you know what? That's cool because it's a period game, so I don't necessarily have to make him look 100% right. Gave him Raphael's fighting style because the one-handed style of sword fits him well. Gave him a cloak because obviously he wears a cloak. Black and gold. Tried to make it look 100%. Of course, his eyes are supposed to be yellowish gold. And since he is a vampire, you can't see it really, but he's got the long ears. I actually like how he turned out. I mean, he's not just like the character, but again, it doesn't have to be 100% because I don't have all the parts anyways. I really don't know how to use it, to be honest.
Stop this! Stop this! You lack resolve!
I think his voice sounds okay for
Watch
him.
closely. Watch closely. My specialty. Perish. Feeble. Break yourself.
Yeah, I like it. Dark Dimension. I like him. Chapter 17, I'm not even really going to do a mock battle of, because obviously. But I went ahead and just basically did a Soul Calibur 1 style themed Mitsurugi. I could have given him a short style thing, but I decided to go with a longer coat. Gave it a color pattern that was similar to his Soul Calibur, or Soul Blade. I think it was Soul Blade look. Gave him the colors on the sword. Used a pattern on the pants, gave him the shin armor colors, all themed to his original appearance. So I just thought this was a neat variation to have for Mitsurugi. Nothing fancy, just kind of neat. Character 18 is a character that is from an old PlayStation game. In fact, it's probably the very first 3D console game for fighting, 3D fighting game, Ballerina Toshinen on the PlayStation. The game was okay for its time. I mean, you couldn't expect much back then. 1990. Oh God, it was like 93, 94, or something in that time frame. But this was actually one of the characters. He was a knight in the game. I don't remember all of his backstory. I just know he had a large-ass sword and he wore armor and whatnot. So that's why I made this character. Just because I could. Oddly enough, he had long green hair and stuff like that. So yeah. Thought he was a neat character to have for this game, so why not? This is a little throwback. Of course, it's Siegfried, so...
Give up! Give up! Give it up! Stop this! Give it up! Have a taste! You lack resolve! Watch closely! My specialty! Real power! It ends now! Feeble!
That hit looks like it should do way more damage than that. Like, a lot more. Character 19. Again, another character based on a design from Ballerina Toshinen. It's actually the main protagonist of the game. Character's name was Eiji Shinjo. He has a brother that's hidden in the game. But his design was kind of basic. I couldn't find something exact because he literally just had the top, but he, unfortunately, with this outfit, to get as close as I was, or as close as I am, I had to use this version of a top, and, well, whatever. You know what? Doesn't have to be 100%. I think it's okay, though, for what it is. He does have gloves on that I wasn't able to put on there. The boots are a little off, but overall the red, white, and black actually looks damn near perfect for what it is. He's got real spiky hair, and unfortunately, I didn't feel like making another Goku hairstyle, so I just kind of stuck with this. But I think it works. I mean, it works for what it is. Now, this... He was kind of a weird thing. I had heard someone say something about this on Maximilian's channel, and he'd said something about making Darkness from the movie Legend, which is played by Tim Curry. So I went ahead and decided to do it. Now, of course, that character doesn't have wings, but I went ahead and decided to just put wings on him because it actually, for some reason, looks better this way. So I went ahead and just did that, and now he does have human feet right there, which I need to fix that because originally the character has goat legs, and I know there's goat legs in the game, but I just haven't unlocked it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on there. As far as the rest of him goes, yeah, he doesn't actually look half bad. He has like this weird cloak thing over his top of his body, like a big tarp. Since I couldn't do that accurately, I decided to run with something that made it look like torn cloth on his shoulders. So I was okay with that. I used the big horns from one of the items and then just made it the way it was supposed to look. Skin tones accurate to the character, to the movie, and I even put a splattered blood pattern on the scythe just to make it look a little bit more gruesome. But I'm happy with it. Okay. Testament. This character is from Guilty Gear. And well, to be honest, there wasn't much I could do with this character, honestly. As you can see, it is a female. And the character in the actual game is male, but he dresses like this. I tried to find something I could use to cover his chest, but unfortunately, the male characters don't have something that can work, so I literally just tried to take a female, give her the smallest chest possible, and, well, there you go. Basically tried to make him into a very effeminate guy. Overall, it's not a bad take on the character, I guess you could say. I mean, I think it could have come out a lot more than what it was. The character's main weapon actually is a red scythe, or it's a scythe with a red blade. Again, I gave it some blood splatters to be a little bit more gruesome. This character, I think this is character 22, I believe. This character I had heard, I thought of when I was watching Max do Rate the Souls on his channel, Maximilian. I literally thought of, damn, you know, what characters can I make that would definitely get some attention on that thing, especially if they see it. But I think they were doing their Rate characters on Xbox instead of PlayStation. So, unfortunately, they'll never see my characters unless I show them directly, or they play on the PlayStation version. But in any case, this is, of course, you know, wish I could get him. It's close enough. He just stands there. Pose settings, very slow. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this character is actually, anyone who's played RE4 realizes that this is one of the characters in that game that, you know, it's a creepy guy locked up in a dungeon that you're forced into a boss fight with, and you have to use sounds to trick him into going to expose the parasite on his back, which you then have to shoot. Overall, I just basically took what I saw the character had and used Valdo's weapons, because that's essentially what he uses. And I went ahead and threw the blood splatter pattern on damn near everything he has. The leg armor, the belt, the gauntlets, bravers, whatever you want to call them. Now, one thing I do think is a little strange about this character is that in RE4 his eyes are sewn shut. But I couldn't really, at the time, I couldn't really think of doing anything like that. So I went ahead and just blacked out his eyes to make it look like his eyes were all, you know, closed and gnarly looking and shit. I don't use Waldo, so I have no fucking idea how to do anything with this character. Just kind of mashing it on. The fact that that's a guard impact is just hilarious. Very odd to me. Okay, that was 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 17, 20, 22, 23. I kind of just threw this together out of the blue one day. I was thinking about other characters in this game that could be made, and I was like, fuck it. I'll just make this guy. It's actually the boss from King of Fighters 2003. The character's name is Mukai. He's, I guess, I don't remember all of his origins, but he's basically, you know, has the ability to turn his body to stone when he attacks you. Chucks a bunch of friggin' columns and stones and shit at you. But as far as the character design, I think I got somewhat close. The pattern on the pants is wrong, but whatever. I did use the little like tassel belt thing right there and tried to do the entire pattern, but that just wasn't going to work, so I had to settle for the diamond. But that's okay. The rings on his arm, that's actually accurate to the character. Tried to get the size and the angle and all that shit to work just right. Skin tone, I think, is pretty good. The eyes are pretty much on point to what he has. He does have spiky ass hair, so that works. He does have like orange, like light or some kind of energy that goes around his body when he uses his attacks, which I should have probably used the Malfested to make it look right, but at the same time, you don't look human at that point, so I had to kind of make a compromise and just go with one part over the other. Overall, though, I think he came out looking good. Looks creepy as hell, so that's all I was hoping for. Character number 24. This actually, I like how this character came out. He's a basic design, but he's based on the evil version of a character named Hayato from Star Gladiator. He was also in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I could have made the normal Hayato, but I was like, you know what, I'm screwed. I'm just going to make the, what they call Black Hayato is his name, which is funny because, you know, it did the same thing with Goku Black. Could have just called him Dark Hayato. It would have worked better. But in any case, his design was actually pretty damn basic. He just had red boots, black pants, like a chain. His body looked kind of metallic, like his torso looked like a metallic whatever it was. So I went ahead and just took the chainmail, gave it a pattern to make it look like he has, you know, slivers, I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for is. I guess stripes, but that's not the right word. Like lines or whatever it is in his torso. And so I just did it that way. Of course, putting the blue katana is actually something I needed to do anyways, because that's how he actually looks. Plus, he does a lot of flashy moves in his fighting. That's why I went with that weapon style. The hair looks pretty damn close. I think it's a shorter cut in Star Gladiator, but or 2, I think it was actually 2, but whatever. I like it. That was about as close as I could get it. I wasn't going to do like a crew cut or something. I mean, I probably could have, but whatever. I think the eye patch or the little thing is on the other, is on the wrong eye, but since I don't have a way to flip that, just kind of had to go with it as it was. Overall, though, I actually like the way he came out. I think he looks really close to the actual character. So I was happy with that. Character number 25. This is an interesting one. Not many people are going to recognize him unless you're an old gamer. Game came out a while back called Captain Commando, and it's a Capcom side-scrolling beat-em-up game. And the main character had the ability to, well, they were characters in the game, but in Marvel vs. Capcom, for example, or MVC2, even I guess the first one too, can't remember, but he had the ability to call his teammates in to come do the fighting, kind of do like a special move assist. Well, this is one of the characters named Mac the Knife, and of course, how did he get his name? Obviously, you know, whatever. I don't know his backstory. I do know character design wise he looks kind of funky because you can only go so far with the way the dynamics work. He has a huge torso, a tiny waist, and like, I guess normal legs. And he's basically a mummy who's wrapped in purple bandages. You know what? Looking at the eye, I can see I definitely messed up on one of the eyes. Looks longer than the other one. But overall, I think he came out close to the original design. For what I had to work with, I think he looks good. Character 26. This I had made before, but I really love how this character came out, considering he's damn near like perfectly on point with the character in the actual game. What was his last name? Kagami? Hyo Kagami? It was Kyosuke's brother from Rival Schools. But in Rival Schools, I think it was part 2, he had a demon form that he could go into at the final boss level. And of course he used two swords. Technically, probably would be better to use Cervantes for that. But, again, I just went with Grove because I like the fact that, you know, he can still use two swords. He just has a lot of different moves. As far as the character design wise, he was pretty basic. Black boots, you know, knee-high black boots, kind of like normal military style. The pants look pretty much spot on. The best part about him is his skin tone. I painstakingly matched up the skin tone to match the way he looks in Rival Schools. Tried to make the eyes like super freaking glowing red. The hair actually looks on point. Can't get rid of the purple tips, but whatever, you know. It looks close enough because his hair is all over the place when he's in his original game, and he just looks menacing. I mean, I really like this character. Out of all the ones that I've made, I think he's actually one of my favorites. Character 27, this is just a base thing. Wasn't even a really hard thing to do. There's a character named Maki from Final Fight, I think it was 2 when she came out, but she was also been in other games. CVS 2 was one of them. She basically, her costume design looks a lot like Mai. Just a little bit of color changes. But she uses Tonfa as her weapons, as her main weapons. So, in this game, I just did the same thing with the Mai outfit. Changed up the hair color, changed up the style too. The little belt thing, gave her just normal shoes. You know, didn't really have to do too much. I don't think Maki's that top heavy either. I probably should have made her chest a little smaller, but whatever. It's a quick fix. Real simple thing though. I just made her because technically we needed a top of building fighter, so.
Are you ready?
Oh, nice. Didn't know she could do that.
You're gonna pay! Brace yourself! It'll hurt! You're gonna pay! Did you like it?
Yeah. It's an okay job, I think. Pretty basic, but different enough, you know, to be whatever. This character is I guess I didn't have a lot of Ivy characters, so I went ahead and just did this out of the blue. It's supposed to be a character named Sophia from Battle Arena Toshinden. Dominatrix type, probably before Ivy, or maybe around the same time. But she was kind of thin. That's why when I made her, I kind of made her a smaller frame. I mean, she's tall, but she's thin. I just gave her the outfit that's about as close as I could. Her whip is a red whip, so whenever this thing separates, of course, naturally it does what it's supposed to do. But, yeah, it's a basic design. Probably could have given her a little bit of lipstick on her mouth, but it's okay. Some of these I made when I was damn near asleep.
Are you ready?
I probably should change her voice. It sounds a little too happy.
Stupid. You're gonna pay! Brace yourself. This will hurt. Later. Did you like it? Aw, what a letdown.
I read. Do. 10, 15, 20, 25, 29. This character is from a game called Savage Rain. It's a little known SNK fighting game. This is the actual final boss of the original game. Very weird theatrical character, but he wore a whole suit of armor, but he wore boxing gloves and he fought you with his hands. He used the sword very rarely, but he did use it every once in a while. And of course, putting a big muscular dude in Ivy's stance is just funny as shit. But, you know, overall, I did what I could with the outfit. He had like one large spike, and I probably could have done a better job on the spikes there on the feet. Like brought them together to make one spike, but I kind of said screw it, I'll just give him two. Make him a little different. I'm supposed to have boxing gloves on, but I just used the Infinity Gauntlet thing option instead. This little spike back here is supposed to be his sheath for his sword, but there wasn't really much I could do with that. Couldn't make it any larger and whatnot, so... as far as the rest of it goes, the armor, the face mask... The face mask, I think, has some textures to it. Whatnot. I gave him the red eyes because he's supposed to have glowing eyes through the mask. And the hair, of course, is, you know, your standard hair for spiky-haired people. Alright, character 30. A lot of people have already done this character. We all know, you know, who he is. My Trunks, however, I decided to go with a combination of styles. I gave him his boots, gave him the slacks. This version of Trunks has the sleeveless jacket, which was, I think, in Android, was it 13? The sleeveless jacket version of him. This hairstyle for Trunks is actually friggin' awesome. I know it's a little longer, but I love the way it's designed. It just looks like it would fit perfectly for Trunks. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Now, two things I did do on this character that I actually really like. I went ahead and tried to make the Capsule Corps logo on the back. Trying to get a nice shot of it. Weapon display. Hide weapon. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass to try to make that logo. I literally had to layer upon layer upon layer upon layer just to try to get it to work. And I was like getting frustrated, so I was like, you know what? That's good enough. I'm done. So, at least I got the Capsule Corps logo on the back of his jacket. The other thing of why I really like this Trunks is because unlike a lot of people that have done it, they use the long coat for Trunks. Okay, that's cool and all, but Trunks doesn't have a trench coat. He either has a tank top, or he's got a a long sleeve jacket, or, you know, whatever, but he does not have a long trench coat. So I think that's silly looking. Now, granted, it's their own artistic interpretation, that's fine. But whatever. I did this, though, and I don't think anybody else has thought this far ahead. I went ahead and made an accurate belt buckle to his. I used that type of belt that comes with this pair of pants, but I went ahead and used stickers to make an actual, you know, silver square with the red center, or silver square with the red square belt buckle. If I had given him a chest holster, I could have made the same thing on that. But since I gave him Geralt's style, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to leave it as it is. But overall, I'm actually very happy with the way this Trunks came out.
I won't die. Damn you! Come on!
Yeah, the fact that you give him Geralt's style and he's got the fucking fireball, it's just kind of neat.
That's how it's done. Now take that.
Yeah, I was trying to do the stop thing. I can't remember how to do it.
There. Here it comes. I won't die.
Yeah. Definitely my character of choice for this style. So that was character 30. Character 31. I kind of just threw him together at the spur of the moment one morning. And I was just like, what the hell, why not? It's a little crazy looking. It's supposed to be his demon form from Berserk. After Griffith does the Advent, he sacrifices the Band of the Hawk, which is the army he controlled. You know, and then he becomes a bat-like creature. Just got crazy powers. I tried to make this look like flesh more than anything. So I literally went with the snake pattern over his entire body and everything. I went with this pair of boots, or this pair of greaves, whatever, gauntlet, or not gauntlet, but boots, because they're the closest thing to his actual feet in this game. So I don't like the big bone spurs coming out of his knee, but I did what I could and tried to make it look like a pattern, you know, on the bone. As far as the rest of him goes, I just basically tried to match his color scheme from the manga or the anime, and kind of did it accordingly. Everything has this pattern to it. I don't know why I went with the dual. Like, the cape was supposed to look like his actual wings, but the wings on him, I don't know why I did that. I just did it. So it's not 100%, accurate by any means. But I did put some detail into it, make it look like they were actually bone fragments or bone sections on the wings. The helmet, I made sure to put his hair in there, his actual original hair. Okay, that's freaky how that keeps changing. And of course he has like weird, like a little thing of lipstick and shit. His eyes are friggin' red, as they're supposed to be. Yeah, so overall, I think he came out okay, but it was just kind of screwing around. Now this character, I specifically made because one of the guys from Yo Video Games, actually, Steve, or Esteban, I think is what his name is on Twitter, said that he wanted to see a Guyver character. So I thought to myself, I'll take up that challenge. So I went ahead and designed a Guyver. All I literally did was just bring up a photo of him. Sho Fukamachi, I believe, is the character's name. I just brought up a photo and, pretty much the rest of that was history. Because I used, well, the parts are obvious. I used the most organic looking parts. So I used Zasamel's gear for the most part. I used Yoshimitsu's chest armor. I used Yoshimitsu's armor. Some steel pauldrons for the shoulders, the face mask, and the samurai-looking helmet thing. I used a Darksider to get the glow for the eyes. I probably could have done that maybe white instead of red, now that I think about it. Actually, you know what? I might change that. I might actually change that real quick. But overall, this one took some effort and took some time because I had to make everything, exact in terms of the patterns. I even went through the details of adding in the gravity control mechanism on the waist, the control metal in the head, and the horn that's on top. And I used a couple of stickers to simulate the little grooves of the other things on the top of the helmet. The Viper blades couldn't really do too much with, other than the little nub of that up there. But thankfully, if I use Gro's weapon, they can look essentially like the Viper blades. So, yeah, I made it look like his own body. So, I am very proud of this. I'm very proud of this design, actually. Actually one of my favorites because it did take me some time, and when he actually saw it, he liked it. He was impressed. So I'm like, cool. That was the whole point of why I made it, because he wanted to see it. Let's see. Character 33. This is a character named Setsuna from Last Blade 2. The character is, I think, some kind of a demon that's out to kill the priestess who's... well, shit, I forgot the lore, but the character is basically a demon, and very odd, you know. Kind of dresses in normal clothing because it was around the time, I think, the industrial age in Japan. I think it was like starting to get around that time frame. So the clothes are more modern, but give or take. I went ahead and actually improved on this design. I made him back in Soul Calibur 5, but at the same time, this one I was able to do a little bit more stuff with. And I gave him the white stripe going down the edge of his jacket, which I was actually happy about. Looks okay. I mean, it's not perfect. Should have gone all the way down the jacket, but you do what you can. The weird thing is that he has a ponytail out of the back of his hair, and it's kind of funky looking. It's like just strange. Like 6 ponytails coming out of the back of his head, and the closest thing I could do is take 2 like bird feather parts and try to like combine them into his hair and then make it look like large sections of ponytail. I mean, hair is the best I could do for what I was doing with it. It looks kind of silly if you look at it from the back, but from the front, I guess, well, it still does look like bird feathers, but whatever. I'm fine with it. This character is named Moria. He's actually from Last Blade as well. And overall, he kind of was easy to make in some parts because of the hakama, the sandals, the training robe thing. Pretty much everything that was in the character creator needed to make him accurate was here. The only thing that I did kind of special was I used his cloak, and because it kind of covered up to his shoulders and whatnot, I had to improvise, and I used the wizard cloak, which is actually what he had because it had a high collar, and then I used the... I forgot which part that is. I forgot which part it was, but it's one of the shoulder armor that is kind of close to the body, and I just literally tried to make it look as though it's cloth. I mean, it's not cloth, but, you know, it fits the bill enough to make it look like it's covering the top part of his shoulders or his arms, and, you know, whatnot. So, it's good enough. I went ahead and added the rings on his wrist, just like the character has. Overall, I'm kind of happy with the way he turned out. Again, you know, characters aren't perfect. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. For some reason he has a ring on his friggin' belt. And I just decided to add that in there, just trying to keep with the details. Character 35. Yet another character from Last Blade 2 that I decided to throw together. Interesting fact about this character, he is... Jesus, can I get a pose where he doesn't look weird? He is actually based on a different character design. There was a character in Rurouni Kenshin called Aoshi Shinomori, and it was pretty obvious that in Last Blade 2, hell, even in Last Blade 1, the character Shinosuke Kagami is actually based on that character, Aoshi Shinomori. So when I made him, it was a simple matter of just looking at the artwork, picking what worked well, and boom, there you go. He has a blue one-handed sword, so again I picked Zhanghua because, well, one-handed sword. I used the same shoulder armor that I used before to try to give it the one look to look like kind of a cloak. Pirate outfit, the long trench. Let's see. His belt, the gold belt right there, is actually not a belt. It's actually the holy ring, or the... I forget what the part is, but it's the halo. I just basically changed it around and made it look like it was an actual belt. And so it came out looking okay. He has a little dot on his forehead, but because I couldn't just get just a dot, I put an eye up there, whatever, and most people aren't going to pay that close attention to the character unless you do something like what I'm doing right now. The Batwing thing, he does have a large, like, collar to his cape, to his cloak, whatever you want to call it. Now, that's the only iffy part about him. It looks a little funky. It looks like it's on a swivel and shit, but it looks kind of weird. But I didn't really care, you know. I was like, at that point, I just wanted to go ahead and do it. So let's see, that is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. Character number 36 is again another Last Blade character. I've been making a lot of these. The character's name is Mukuro, but again, the person who worked on that game took a lot of creative influences from Rurouni Kenshin, because this character is based on Shishio from that series. There's two forms of Shishio. Originally, Mokuro actually had a version where he looked human, and then of course there's the other version, like the one from the anime, where he's bandaged up and his body's all messed up and everything else. That's the one I went with, which is his Last Blade 2 appearance. This was kind of a tricky, because I tried to make him accurate to his thing, to his normal look. He's got the Warlock cloak on, but it wasn't covering like everything. It was supposed to cover closer more into the front of his body, so I decided to put that, the tribal, whatever that thing is, Truth Seeker belt or whatever that is. And it does the job. It's not right 100%, but it looks close enough. His outfit is black with like white up the sides, so this part doesn't look bad compared to the source material. The bandages on his arm actually look pretty much on point. The weapon that he has, to be honest, he actually uses a double-bladed weapon like Gro, so that was easy. I just had to make the weapon look accurate, and there you go. Now this part, on the other hand, was tricky as hell. Because I knew the turban was there, but I had to figure out how to make his face look like it was all bandaged up, but make him to where he could still see out one eye. So I used the turban, and I used the flames, and I made it, black like his hair, I guess, and kind of had it sticking through some of the bandages. So that's a neat little feature. But as far as the face goes, I basically took two of the holy rings, or the pure rings, or whatever they're called, expanded them and kind of crossed them, hatched them to the skin, whatnot, and then I used a sticker or two, I think it was 2 stickers, to kind of give it off the appearance that his face is all completely bandaged up except for that one eye. It's kind of weird looking, but at the same time, it gets the point across. If he had a glowing eye, it would be even better, honestly, but overall, I think he came out all right. For what it is, for what I had to work with, I think he came out all right. Character 37. This is just a silly character to me, honestly. I threw them together because somebody on Yo Video Games wanted to see some Street Fighter representation. So I did that. I just wish I could actually... It's hard to get a still frickin' pose on him without it being weird. Yeah, well, that'll have to work. As far as Saddam's look, he never really changed from Final Fight that much to Street Fighter Alpha. But I went ahead and did the base design, for him. His boots kind of look like they were like laced up, samurai-looking armor. But I decided to go with the Roman-style footwear because it looks closer to what the design is. The pants were, easy enough. He has a white belt on. And he has a big shirt with like big-ass shoulder pads. The thing is I had a hard time trying to figure out what would work. And I think I just went with this because that's about as close as I could get to the actual character's outfit, just for what it was. The arm gauntlets pretty much are on point. They look close. The weird thing is that his helmet actually looks pretty close. The moon isn't that tall. But I could only change it so much, so there's only so much I could do. The reason he has a black face is because the character in Street Fighter, it's a blue mask, but everything else inside the mask is black. You really can't see a face. So, of course, that's why I decided to go that route, do that. And it's hard to tell, but I did put some kind of kanji, katakana, whatever you want to call it, Japanese writing on the underside of that armor thing. You can kind of see it at his waist, but I couldn't put it on top of the armor for whatever reason, so it didn't come out perfect, but oh well. Now, one thing I did do with this character that I didn't need to do, but I just said fuck it, why not, is I went ahead and used the cape design that he uses in his Street Fighter Alpha introduction, which is a blue and white, striped cape. That cape couldn't be more perfect. It looks, spot on to what he wears. And throws it off before he actually fights. So, I don't think it's a bad design. It looks close to the source. Now, this one, it's kind of funny, actually. I literally tried to do Thor. Can you just sit there? God damn it. Just sit there, Thor. Just... there. Okay. I thought about it, and I was like, well, I don't think I can do any Marvel characters. Well, obviously you can, but Thor is probably one of the closest characters you could do a Marvel character to. So I was like, okay, and I was going to go ahead and do Thor Ragnarok, because that's probably more feasible to pull that off closer, whatever. But then I thought about it, I was like, well, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do the Infinity War version instead. So I made the armor, textured the armor, put the arm gauntlets on, his little bracers, used the Roman gauntlets for that, used the Samara, whatever the hell Zasamel stuff is, and I had to use the chainmail pattern to simulate the chainmail that goes all the way around his body. I don't remember if his hands weren't covered in chainmail, but oh well, you can only do so much with it. The cape's pretty simple. didn't even have to really do much with it. What I did do though, since I made him half malfested, I gave him the eye color to make it look like he's, you know, how he was towards the end of Ragnarok, where he had the lightning surging through him. So I gave him those kinds of eyes. Perfect eyes if you need to use Raiden, or however you pronounce his name in Mortal Kombat, which somebody's already done. I think it works. I put the little slight pattern that he has on his pants in Infinity War on here. Most people wouldn't recognize that unless you really look. I also decided to use the vine stickers, and of course tweak them out a little bit to make it look as though they were lightning, you know, going across his body, arcing up his arms, legs, here on the chest. The little dots right there on his chest armor are supposed to be the things that he has on his chest in Infinity War. I don't know if those are like little lightning rod type things, but I noticed whenever he has lightning going, those things light up. So I went ahead and used that. Guess it's the way his pose was. Okay, there was the other one. It's hard to see. Looks like one of them hides out in the character. Like, I might have to fix that later. You can kind of see it though. That's something that I wanted to do with it. Oh wow, that's a frickin'... That's like floating inside of his body. I might need to fix that. It didn't come out... Well, there it looks right. He's just standing there. It's just like, okay. But yeah, that was just for fun. I just wanted to make a Marvel character. Well, I guess Red Skull was a Marvel character too. Character 39, I think, is what it is now. This character was again a request character. Well, not a request character, but it was more of a thank you to Steve from Yo Video Games. I went ahead and decided to make him a character because I was like, well, he liked MacGyver, so I was like, on his stream, he always has, like, for new subscribers, he's got the theme from The Last Dragon, and this is one of the characters from that movie. The thing about him is, you know, Sho'nuff, the Master, whatever you want to call him, his outfit was kind of close to this. It was a red, you know, like martial art top and then Akama pants, but I had to tweak the patterns a little to make it look a little closer. He's got white shoes with like a black pattern on the end, so there again I had to tweak it just a little bit. It's not 100%. But I think the rest of this came out fairly well. I went ahead and used the pattern because the actual character in the movie has like a tiger belt or a cheetah belt. And I went ahead and used that pattern on this warlord belt, and it came out damn near perfect. I was very happy with that result. He had like studded bracelets on there too, so I went ahead and did the polka dot bracelets on his thing. Came out looking right. The two circles up by the shoulders, I think they were actually more central to his chest, but it came out okay, whatever. I had to tweak the patterns to make it look like blades going up the sides. That's not in the original movie, but it's okay. He had a gold chain in the movie, so I went ahead and did that. And he wore some dark sunglasses, so I gave him those too. Now, the weird thing you see on top of his head, because he wore his hair up, like in a top knot, like a samurai, I basically did the only hairstyle that I figured looked close enough to his hairstyle, was the long wavy hair down on the sides, but it didn't have a top knot, so I had to do something to cover that top part. So I literally took a heart, inverted it, stuck it in his head, and then gave it some texture and make it look like it's actually part of his hair. So overall, I think he came out looking pretty cool. But he gets the point across. So Character number 40. Character number 40 is basically Richter Belmont from Castlevania. I kind of threw him together in a spur of the moment thing just to see what he had to work with, or just to see what I could work with. And there were two versions. There was one that looks like he has a tunic, and there was another that has a trench coat with a Victorian style jacket and all that shit. Well, I went with, you know, choice number 2 because it's more feasible. As far as I can tell, the colors are right. I tried to do like just some normal gloves. Unfortunately, I think I picked the wrong style of gloves for this. But, I went with what I thought at the time would work. The ascot right there is supposed to be white. But because I couldn't change the color to anything other than the blue for the coat, I just kind of had to go with that. So, I dealt with it. His hair this way is actually long. The other Richter, the other style for Richter, he's got like short hair and a headband. And while that's possible in this game, I wasn't going to mix two versions of Richter. So, it just, you know, I stuck with one design. As far as the whip goes, I used that sword because I wanted Richter to have essentially the flame whip. And when that's actually used in combat, it does kind of look like it would be something like a flame whip. So, that's why I went with it. Character 41. It's another Belmont clan member. This version of Simon Belmont, however, is from Castlevania Judgment, which was a fighting game on the Wii. Very awkward, very bad, honestly. It was not that great of a fighting game. It was very clunky controls and everything. It had some cool concepts. I think it had interactive backgrounds, sub-weapons in mid-combat, you know, your main weapons, super attacks, all that shit, alternate outfits, that kind of stuff. But it was just a very awkward game, and Simon in that version of the game was kind of an interesting design. He looked weird, weirder than usual. But I went ahead and did him on here about as close as I could make him. The rings on his boots were supposed to be just a silver buckle on the end, so that's a gaff already. But he did have a lot of buckles and shit on his pants, and those dragon tattoos, dragon lines, designs, were actually put on there because the art. There's definitely some like crazy looking artwork on his pants, so I figured that's about as close as I could get for what it was. He also has like bandages under his armor, or like white areas, so I went ahead and added that under the forearms, and I was going to do it on the other shoulder, but I only saw it on the one where he uses his whip. So I just added the white little tattoo or birthmarks or whatever you want to call it. He does have the chest armor up there, or not chest armor, but the shoulder armor. And because he's got like 3 straps that go across the vest, I went ahead and did the next best thing. I used the zippers, spaced them out, and it looks like I didn't actually paint them all white. I'll have to fix that. But overall, gave him a chain. The design, the hairstyle might have been, there's maybe a better design hair-wise for him, but that was the one I went with, because it does kind of look close. Overall, he didn't come out bad compared to what the source material was. I never even changed the weapon by default. I just left it alone. Character number 42 is based off of a character from an anime called Record of Lotus War. The main character is a knight named Parn, who kind of relatively inexperienced at the beginning, but as of course the series goes on, he gets stronger and whatnot, blah blah blah. The old story. This is his design from that first series. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but I did put a pattern on his tasset down there. You can kind of see the black. It's supposed to simulate sections of the armor. I gotta get better at that, to be honest, because I didn't do it too well. But as far as the gloves, they were just normal cloth gloves or leather gloves, but again, I went with the Infinity Gauntlet shit for some reason. As far as the chest armor and everything, I didn't really think it was a bad job. It looks close, I could say, but it's not like the colors are right. Like the colors for the inside portion, the cloth portion, and the armor, it looks right, but it's not the exact style per se. I went ahead and tried to do like this little circular area on the chest, and it came out funky, honestly. I probably should have pushed it in a little further to give it an outline, but that's literally just an apple that I made to look like the armor. Looks kind of out of place. The hair is probably a little too long covering the eye. I could have went with a shorter haircut, but overall, you know, I think it's I think it came out decent. Now, this character I actually don't know anything about, other than he's the bad guy from Chrono Trigger. I looked at a picture of him because I saw Steve was playing Chrono Trigger the other day, so I was like, I'll make him Magus in that game. So I looked at the character, looked at the designs, saw what I could do with it. Thankfully, the scythe that he uses is just like that, so that worked out well. For some reason, the character has like rings around his leg and on his hip. I'm like, okay, cool. The rest of it wasn't that hard to make. The chest armor, the bandages, you know, just put a red cape on him. The skin tone of how he looks really close to the artwork that I saw. So I think that came out well. The only part of this that I don't like is this part right here. He's supposed to have like a little cup-looking armored crotch thing. So I took the bat wings and kind of tweaked them, and it looks kind of funky to me right now. I mean, it always has, ever since I made it, but I'm just gonna stick with it. I mean, it's just, if someone downloads this character and they want to tweak it, make that part look a little less creepy, by all means, go for it. And speaking of fucking creepy, oh god, that was just, I don't know why I did this. I saw that people have been making characters, god, it looks like a prune, or pit, or cherry. Ugh. Okay, anyways, I've seen some people do weird shit with like turtle shells in this game to make weird creatures and characters that are just off the damn wall. So I decided on doing something that was very frickin' odd. I wish you would stop moving. Yeah. Basically, this is what I tried to make as an interpretation of what they call a Behelit from Berserk. The Egg of the King, it's the thing that Griffith used to kill the rest of to kill his army, to sacrifice them and get godlike powers and everything else. Apparently, if you use these things, it can summon these demons that'll come and do all that shit. And of course, the Crimson Behelit's the strongest one, so I just decided to do something weird like that and tried to make the egg. Unfortunately, you cannot put those eyes or the mouth on top of the shell, so I had to take off part of the shell and just match the body to the texture of the shell. I mean, if I could have done it like that on the front and then put a face, that would have worked. Just like that, because then it would look like literally a walking Behelit. But I had to switch it up a little bit. But like something like that. There we go, that's creepy as hell. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about this outfit or about this character. I wanted to make a weird freaky thing, so I made a weird freaky thing. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. This character, I was sitting there thinking about games. Personally, I'm actually going to go out and say I really love this character. I haven't shared him yet. I don't know if I want to share him because I put a lot of effort into trying to make him look right, and I think he came out very close to the source material. This character is from a game called Chaos Legion. It was a PS2 game. It was kind of like Devil May Cry setup, but this character had the ability to summon creatures that could fight for him in battle. So it's I'm trying to think. It's kind of a weird thing. It's like this character is basically like Dante before Dante, or maybe it was around the same time frame. But he was just some cool guy with a long cloak and whatnot. I picked Siegfried style. I made the blade red only because he actually has a red gauntlet on his left arm that, you know, well, I'm not sure what it does, but I guess it's just how that looks. As far as detail-wise goes, I think this came out very damn close because the cloak that he has was already tethered up in the actual game. And yeah, this cloak is damn near perfect for it. Like, spot damn on. His outfit is just kind of a mesh shirt, so it's kind of close, but I decided to go with an option that gave him a little something up by his collarbone. Give it a little bit of variety. He does have like bandages on his arm, so I actually used something that's close to that. And I wasn't able to do, you can see the line right there. I had to use a sticker and make his arm look darker, kind of like it was a mesh type covering. It's the only way I could make it look accurate. It's not the only time I had to do that. I had to do it on his left arm too, but you can't really see it. Couple of neat little things to point out about this version, about this character. He does have a couple of straps on his legs, and the only way I was able to fix this is I had to go through a painstaking process of figuring out how to layer his legs to where the straps would look on his legs but not show the rest of the pattern. So I had to go down here, put the straps on the front, and then take stickers, make them as long as his legs, put them on the back, the front and back part of his lower legs. Now, of course, if you really look, you know, you can still see it, but you know, you really have to look. You know, really don't notice it too well up there, like from that distance. Most of the time, it's going to be harder to see. But I went ahead and did it that way because it just looks neat. On the back, it looks like it's more clear than the front. And the other cool part about, well, there's two other cool parts about this. I went ahead and used those little flames as his belt buckle. He did have something on his belt, but I can't remember what it was. So I was just like, I'll just put the flame thing. But it doesn't look bad. The coolest part to this is that you can put decals on the back. And I went ahead, since I couldn't really make out what the actual decal was, or the actual artwork was on the jacket, I went with something close enough, which was a dragon. And then on top of that, I found some wings, and I just added those on top of the dragon design to make it look like the wings were even bigger, or that there was another section of the wings, or something like that. And it just looks really good with the actual design. This is actually probably one of my, it's like in the top 3, well, if I have a top 5, but it's definitely one of my favorite designs because I put some effort into him, and he looks right. Like, he looks really good. Alright, down to the last 5. Character 46. It's a character from a game called Mace the Dark Age. The game took place in like medieval times. It was like a really weird, funky thing. They had like medieval characters and samurai and friggin' knights and, executioners, and it was just all kinds of nutty shit. But this is actually one of the characters in that game. It was I guess a knight that had been killed off or something and came back as a zombie. Like a yellowish green skeleton. And he had like a tunic on, but that was it. The rest of his body was just his frickin' skin and bones. So it looks weird, but that's kind of how he actually looked. I went ahead and gave him a bloody little cover. I gave him blood on the spikes, just to give him a little bit more gruesomeness. The shield and sword are red, because that's kind of how I think his actually looked. Now, the weird thing about his eyes, I went ahead and, let me see, I need to look at this. Okay, that's how I did his eyes. I went ahead and originally had like a cylinder, and I put it inside of his head to give off the white look, and then I had the 2 apples. Well, it looked neat. You know what, I could do that real quick. I could do that real quick. It won't, I don't have to save the design. Originally, I had him like this. And it looks freaking weird. I thought it was kind of neat looking. Kind of wanted to leave it like that because he just looks really freaking weird. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I wanted to go for accuracy, and he actually had black with white eyes. So I made him look correct. But yeah, he was just a little freaky little demon skeleton, whatever. But he looks accurate to the design, so it's not too bad. Character 47 is another Last Blade character that I made. She's like the priestess chick from Last Blade 1, I think, and 2. Pretty basic design. I didn't really have to do too much to her. I did have to tweak this little hanging down part of her dress. As you can probably tell, part of it's wider than the rest, so I probably needed to blend that a little better. But I had to do a pattern on one part and then do a sticker over it to create the illusion that the pattern was only right there in the small section. Now, one thing about, you know, her as a character, she wasn't really hard to pull off. I think the sleeveless unitard was supposed to be more showing her cleavage, but I did what I had to. Now this is actually supposed to be full leggings, but I decided, well, you know what? You could take a little bit of civil liberties on this, creative liberties, so I went ahead and just tweaked it a little bit and gave her a little bit more sex appeal. So I gave her the thigh highs, you know, why not? And, that's actually sung Mina, so now, technically, let's do one of these right quick.
Grant me strength! All engines! Brace yourself! On guard! How about this?
Never actually seen that before.
Now stay down!
It's not bad. But yeah, I like her. I mean, it wasn't a very hard design to do. Just something I just threw together. Character 48. I got kind of recently inspired by him. In fact, I worked on him today to do this character because I was at an anime convention this past weekend and I was like, well, screw it. You know what? I'll see if he could be done in this game. So this is basically Alucard from Hellsing after he's at full power. He's basically transformed into his true self, which is actually Dracula. Pretty basic, simple outfit. Wears like armor that's got the plates to it that are one on top of the other. So it's all black and silver. It's pretty much all you need to do. Like the pattern right there looks really well because if you look at just the black on it, it looks like it's sections. That's how I was going for it. The shin armor, the boots, they all had that like weird design to it. As funny as it is, I went ahead and used the turtle shells because he had like a big circular knee pad or big circular knee armor section. So I decided to use that instead of It looks a little weird, but yeah, it looks better than the original, you know, just spikes. And then the chest armor was a Centurion armor, which I did the stripes on to give it a little bit more of an appeal to the original thing. I wish I could change the color on the buttons and the buckles, but it wouldn't give me that option. I put the stripes on the steel arm, the steel pauldrons, whatever the hell that shit's called, steel gauntlets. And basically just did everything. I haven't done the sword yet. I didn't fix the sword. Since Alucard's hair is always crazy looking, I went ahead and put the fire things on his head to make it look like bangs and parts of his hair that are coming out. Hopefully it doesn't look like antlers. But, I don't know. It's too bad you can't independently change one of the things from the other. But, I'm okay with how he came out. Character 49. Went basic back to back to basics on this and did Poison from Street Fighter. Not really much to say about her, honestly. Basically, yeah. She has red heels on. She's got thick-ass thighs. Although for some reason she doesn't have an ass in this one, but, well, she kind of does. I kind of gave it to her. She's just got a normal t-shirt on, a normal tank top that cuts off at a midriff. The only thing I could really do was just that archery thing. And unfortunately, the bra is kind of weird looking, but it's supposed to be one piece anyways. She does have a little spiked collar on. And of course she has her little biker hat thing. That's about as close as I could get it in this game. Now without the hat on, well, she's got her pink hair like normal. Yeah, I guess she's got more of a ass there. Not much, but got them Chun-Li thighs. I just figured I'd make a Street Fighter character who I could easily make. Gave her a little bit of, you know, something on her face, and not a big deal. And we've come to the end. I saw that somebody made a Wolverine, and he did a really good job on it for yellow and blue Wolverine. He used Valdo's character style, because of course that's the only style you can use. Again, this was another character I finished today. Honestly, I just kind of threw him together, but I didn't mind how he came out. He's a little strange because I can't get him to stop moving. I really wish I could get him to stop moving and stop doing that frickin' weird pose. Well, that's about as good as I can do it. Anyways, I went with the X-Force version of Wolverine, which is black and gray, and his mask has red eyes. Well, as you can see, I think I did alright with trying to make the black and gray parts. The chest armor was supposed to be black and gray, so I did that. The gloves, you can't really see them because it's got the actual claw things, but they're black, you know, like they're supposed to be. Couple of little interesting notes to details. I actually went through the hassle, and it was a hassle to make a red X on his belt, you know. And unfortunately, to make the mask, which was one of the craziest parts, it didn't come out the 100% the way I wanted. But I don't really hate it, but I don't really like it. I ended up using the Thief's mask, but because it didn't cover all of his head, I had to switch it up a little bit and put a black sticker on his face to kind of make up for the fact that the helmet only covers X amount of, you know, space. So it's funky looking, but he actually does have the gray part on the top of his head. And then the two fins, I literally just took the bat wings, inverted them, shrunk them down, and I got them positioned just right to where, of course, if you look at it from this angle, it looks wrong. It looks just weird. But if you look at it straight on, it literally looks like his mask. I got the red eyes underneath because X-Force Wolverine has red eyes. So I kind of like it. I mean, I gave him a little bit of facial hair. I think I should probably change that, to be honest. Mitchie, do you mind? Give me 1 second. Love destroying my shit, don't you, cat? Actually, that's a good question. I wonder if I should fix that right quick. Because I can't remember if he has something covering his face or not. Let me see here. The side of his face, maybe? Or if it was just a bare chin. I'm trying to remember. To me, for some reason, that doesn't look right. I think he actually was supposed to have facial hair. Oh my god, you stupid phone. Stop that. Oh no, he's clean shaven. Just weird, so... Oh, there is something on the side of his face. Huh. Are his ears covered too? Oh yeah, they are. Huh. Well, in that case, maybe I should fix this right now. That's about right. Strap comes down to his chin. That does seem a little weird looking. Give me a second. I might have to deal with something. Oh, okay. Maybe a circle. Maybe that would work better. Oh god, that looks silly. He always has a problem. What do you expect? Oh, it just looks silly. You know what? That doesn't look half bad. Fix the thickness a little bit. Fix the... That comes up way too much on his face. Trying to get it to... It looks silly, but at the same time, that actually looks better. At least it looks like an actual mask, although it's kind of pooped out. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Make that black to go with the... Change pattern. And voila! Do you want to share the latest version? Yes, I do. Okay. Well, you know what? That's gonna do it for me. I know nobody really showed up except for one or two people. What sucks, you know. I was hoping, you know, maybe some other people will look through this and hit fast forward or something to check out all my characters. But, yeah. Oh well. In any case, went ahead and did this because I wanted people to see some designs. So, I will be back at another time, and we'll see what I do from there. So, alright, thanks for stopping by.